Here are 10 of the most beautiful Bible verses about love, curated to heal your relationships, deeply comfort your soul, and fundamentally shift how you give and receive the greatest force in the universe. 1. 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4-7, the ultimate definition. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. What you need to know: this completely deconstructs modern, Hollywood love, which is usually based on fleeting feelings and chemistry. Paul redefines love not as an emotion, but as a series of active, selfless decisions. It changes our focus from asking, "Am I being loved well?" to "Am I loving others well?" 2. 1 John 4 verse 18, the antidote to anxiety. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love. What you need to know: in a world filled with relational insecurity, where we constantly fear being abandoned, rejected, or not enough, this verse acts as a shield. When you truly grasp how securely you are loved by God, your deep-seated anxieties lose their grip. You stop living in defensive survival mode. 3. Romans 5 verse 8, love in the midst of the mess. But God shows his love for us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. What you need to know: most human love is transactional. If you perform well, I will love you. This verse shatters that dynamic. God didn't wait for you to clean up your act, fix your habits, or become respectable before he chose you. Experiencing this unconditional love cures us of the exhausting need to wear a mask and pretend we are perfect. 4. Song of Solomon 8 verse 7, the unquenchable flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can floods drown it. If a man offered for love all the wealth of his house, he would be utterly despised. What you need to know: this poetic imagery reminds us of the fierce resilience and infinite value of true love. It cannot be bought, bartered, or extinguished by the overwhelming trials, floods, of life. It shifts our perspective to value relational loyalty far above material wealth or superficial success. 5. 1 John 3 verse 18, love on the move. Little children, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and in truth. What you need to know: this is a direct challenge to passive well-wishing. Talk is incredibly cheap. This verse forces us to audit our lives. Are our actions matching our vocabulary? It changes our heart from simply expressing sentimental thoughts to actively showing up, serving, and sacrificing for the people around us. 6. Colossians 3 verse 14, the relational superglue. And above all these put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. What you need to know: think of love as the final, essential piece of clothing you put on before walking out the door. You can have boundaries, communication skills, and shared goals, but without love, relationships eventually fracture. It teaches us to intentionally choose love as the unifying force that holds our families and friendships together when tension strikes. 7. John 15 verse 13, the measure of greatness. Greater love has no one than this, that someone laid down his life for his friends. What you need to know: Jesus sets the highest possible bar for what great love looks like, a willingness to give up your own comfort, your own rights, and your own life for someone else. It completely cures us of selfishness, reminding us that true greatness isn't measured by how many people serve us, but by how deeply we serve others. 8. 1 John 4 verse 19, the source of the river. We love because he first loved us. What you need to know: trying to love difficult people out of your own human willpower is exhausting and eventually leads to burnout. This verse reminds us that we cannot pour from an empty cup. Our ability to love others is actually just a reflex, a natural overflow of receiving God's massive love for us first. 9. Ephesians 3 verses 17-19, an infinite ocean. That you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have strength to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge. What you need to know. This verse takes us out of shallow, superficial living. It describes a love so vast it cannot be fully contained by human logic or intellect. When you are rooted and grounded in something that massive, you gain an unshakable emotional stability that the storms of life cannot tip over. 10. 1 Peter 4 verse 8, the blanket of grace. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. What you need to know. People will fail you, hurt you, and make mistakes, and you will do the same to them. This verse doesn't mean we enable bad behavior. It means love chooses not to expose, weaponize, or constantly replay a person's flaws. A heart shaped by this truth chooses to extend a massive blanket of grace over the imperfections of those they love. The big takeaway: mercy is God withholding the judgment we do deserve. Love is God pouring out the active, beautiful devotion we could never earn. When we read these verses, we don't just see a standard to live up to. We see a love story we are invited into.